This class is about leadership mindset. What kind of framing can we come from when we're in a teaching, facilitating position that allows us to thrive as well as our participants and the people that we are guiding, so that we have room for our full humanity as well as feeling more empowered. So these are some kind of mindset elements that have been really useful for me during the years, and I hope you feel the same. So one of the biggest things that stops us from showing up and also stops us from taking accountability is the fear of failure and this need for perfectionism. And this belief that if I make a mistake or do something wrong, then I've failed, people are going to judge me, people are going to hate me, I'm not going to be able to continue being a facilitator, I'm going to get cancelled. All these kind of thoughts and fears can come up. This is why it's so important to do work with your inner perfectionist and your inner critic as well. But here the framing and the mindset is that things can be fixed when I make mistakes. I can make a mistake and I can also fix that mistake. And that, making a mistake doesn't have to be the end of it. So for example, if I do make a workshop where I promise multiple things to people and then we run out of time and I don't get to do the final ritual and then someone's upset at that, I could go into a shame spiral and shut down. And then if I'm in a shame spiral, I'm likely going to be defensive or avoidant and not meet the person in their upset or frustration. While if I can own that, it's okay to make mistakes, then we can get into more of a creative outlook of chatting to the person, be like, oh, I'm really sorry. Yeah, I can totally own that I made a mistake there. I didn't calculate properly and I can see that that has upset you. So what can we do about it now? How can I fix this? How can I make it better? Is it that I give a partial refund? Is it that you come to the next workshop for free? Do I give you a little hour private coaching even? So try not to get too stressy about things like, oh, but my rates are this and it's not equal and it's not whatever, and just recognize that, okay, like I did make a mistake and now I can just make a little action and put in a little effort to fix it. And then you can actually end up with even better relationships and better situations if you do make those steps to repair for your mistake and to own it. Because I think we all have experienced that when someone has made a mistake, they've done something that's maybe caused harm to you or done something wrong, and if they just pretend nothing happened, get defensive, get avoidant, just completely ignore you, then the resentment just builds and builds, and it can actually blow up to be a much bigger thing than it initially was, because you're like, hey, just own that you made a mistake, just say you're sorry. So it's really important that we recognize that we will make mistakes, especially if you're doing this a lot, you're going to make mistakes. It's just human nature and it's part of the game. So how can I make up for my mistakes, own them, take responsibility for them, and get creative in how I might fix it, rather than getting so paralyzed by fear of failure or fear of making a mistake that you don't put your work out there anyway. So that's the first one that I would really encourage you maybe to do some journaling around, or to really think about, especially if you're putting out something that is a bit edgy. It's like, what can I do to fix that mistake? And this is also why it's so important that if we're putting up an event and we're running an event, that you don't spend the money until the event is over, because of these kind of reasons of like perhaps needing to refund people or something happening. And if we've already spent the money before it even began, then we might get in a really bad situation where we can't refund people. And I always try to budget this in as well, assuming that maybe there'll be at least one refund per event. So just like being aware of that as well in the foreground, because it can be very uncomfortable when you would want to just give someone an event, but you've already spent the money and you don't have the money. So this is also why getting our finances in line is really important.